Okay, so I was gonna make a very, very different video today. I can't even remember about what. But I have been really busy with something all day, so I want to share it. But there's a small illogical part of my brain which says don't talk about it because it's a surprise. But I know that by the time you guys are seeing this, first of all, the surprise will already have been revealed. And also, the person who the surprise is for is not watching my videos. So I am going to talk about it. Okay, so my grandfather is turning a rounded number this year. And so we, the grandkids, wanted to do something. But because of coronavirus, none of us can be with him, which sucks. And what you need to know about my grandfather is that he is the photographer of the family. This is just a handful of the amount of albums he makes for us every time we do anything. I mean, I have so many all around me right now, and it's always him, and you should see his house. He has a room filled with thick albums from every single trip they've ever made, and they are quite the travelers. It's just insane, and it's so lovely. But what we're gonna do, and oh, I feel so weird saying this because it is still a surprise at this moment, we're making him a photo book. And because no one else was really getting it started, I just decided I'm gonna have a look at where we can get the photo book, because it needs to be within Holland so that we can ship it to them, and start collecting photos and what we're gonna do with it and everything. So I found a program which I had to then download onto my computer for it to be most effective, and that took hours, but eventually it got there. And then as soon as I opened it, I selected an option that it hadn't like prepared for, so then it was like, do you need this extra? And I was like, I do. And so then it took another few hours for it to get ready. Anyway, it's all good now. I managed to get quite a number of photos. I myself have a lot on my computer. And then I also asked all the cousins to send in some pictures. And the problem is you can see who sent in the pictures, because my brother's got quite a lot of pictures of himself. And there's quite a lot of pictures of my family, but there's much less of my cousin's family. And there's one particular cousin who just hasn't sent anything in. So there's a few pictures, but not a lot, which is a shame. Anyway, so my brother was helping me with the photo book thing, and I suddenly had this memory of the best picture of all the cousins with just my grandfather. Side note, the problem with him always being the photographer is that there's no pictures with him in it. There's loads of pictures of all of us with my grandmother, but there's very, very few with just him. Anyway, we found quite a good number, but so I suddenly had this memory, and I knew it was in one of my albums. So the first step then was to find the album it was in. Actually, no, the first step was to find my albums, but they weren't very far. They were in my cupboard somewhere. I found them. And then I had to search through, I think, about 15 albums to try and find this one picture. I got it in the end. It's a really good picture, so I've managed to put it in the photo book as well, but it was quite the effort. And then I suddenly realized I could have looked through all these photo albums much earlier and found good pictures. Anyway, we had, I think, over 100 pictures that we wanted to put into a photo book of, I think, 30 pages. And when I went to America 3 years ago, that was with all of us. So we're trying to find any pictures from there. No one's found anything so far, which just doesn't make sense. We don't know what's happened to them, but we're gonna all have a look tomorrow, I think, for that. And the other thing I'm waiting on is everyone sending in a little paragraph that we're gonna add into the book as well. There was something else I was gonna say, but now I've forgotten it. Anyway, it's been quite the task, but it is really fun. Oh, yes, I remember now the other thing I was gonna say. So I was looking through all these albums just now, whilst listening to a new musical called Starry, which you may have heard about. And I have a friend who's been telling me to listen to it for quite a while now. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it was before New Year's. And I've just been like, oh, I'm sure it's good, but I just don't have the mental capacity for it. Anyway, so I decided to put it on in the background now. And the music, first of all, like, oh, my heartstrings. Because I actually started listening to it before I was looking at the albums. Something about the music is just really getting me. I don't know what it is. And then I started looking at the photo albums from when I was 2, 3, 4. And the nostalgia hit. Ugh. It's just so weird. And by it, I mean growing up. Anyway, that's my little video for today. If in any way the photo book has not yet arrived at my grandparents, this video will not go up on the day it's meant to go up, and rather later. So I'm going to make sure that regardless of what happens, you will only see this once my grandfather has seen the photo book. I'm so paranoid though, like even just filming this, I'm so convinced that someone's gonna somehow find this video file and send it to my grandparents, and it's, I don't know. It's a little surprise, it's not such a big deal, and yet in my brain I'm like, what if they found out too early? Anyway, it is what it is. There you go, that is it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!